What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crush This, a Monster Truck podcast. My name is Bradshaw, also known as the Monster Truck Canucker, and I'm going it alone tonight. Cheech is currently on the way to another show, so wish him safe travels. Tonight we have on the Groth twins and the Wilson Extreme Sport Group with Jeff Lair on here, driver of the veteran. It's going to be an awesome episode, guys. Slowly becoming kind of one of those super teams, the veteran and first responder trucks with Double Trouble, Troublemaker, all the other trucks that the Groth twins have. It's going to be an awesome episode, getting to know kind of what's going on with them, story behind the veteran, first responder, and it's going to be a great episode, guys. About every 15 minutes, guys, we're going to be doing a little sponsor plug, so keep out looking out for that. But let's get into it, guys. We're going to play our intro videos here, and we will get into it. So stay tuned, guys.
This is more than mud. This is hallowed ground, where legends are born. Carnage is wrought. The Terrell Jones Memorial Scooby-Doo Fastest of the Fast returns to Sanford, April 7th and 8th. The wildest hill and hole action in the country. Unlimited DOT classes compete, along with the quickest, fastest machines of the fast track and the gnarly nitrous shootout and blown alcohol madness. 2 full days, multiple classes, intense competition. The Terrell Jones Memorial Scooby-Doo Fastest of the Fast. Coming to the Lee County Mud Sports Complex in Sanford, April 7th and 8th. This isn't your typical motorsports podcast. You're listening to Crush This, a monster truck podcast presented by High Octane Coffee and J Concepts. A show where we take you inside the minds of your favorite drivers, past and present, of the monster truck industry. And now, your hosts, Bradshaw and Dan Chichagash. Buckle in. The show starts now.
And welcome to a brand new episode of Crush This. With me is the driver of the veteran Jeff Lair and the Groth twins. How's it going, everybody?
Good.
How you doing?
Not too bad. So, the Groth twins, you guys have been on before a couple times with Cheech. I've never been able to be on an episode with you guys. And it's Jeff's first time on the show, so welcome to the show, Jeff.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
So let's get into it here. Let's start with you, Jeff. How did you get into this? We always like to go back and kind of the history of, who we have on. How did you get into the sport of monster trucks, driving the veteran ride truck, and then ultimately moving into the race truck?
I was just a super fan growing up. I always wanted to do it. I started messaging drivers that would come to my hometown to do shows. I was fortunate enough to get a text back from Derek Anson one time, and he let me start at the Colorado State Fair, helping put tires on Heavy Hitter and Basher. And I just went from different teams from there. I went and worked for, helped out with Dirt Crew, Quad Chaos, Overkill, Black Stallion. And during the summer of 2019, I was fortunate enough to meet with Phil Wilson, who owns the veteran, and he was looking for someone to pull the veteran ride truck as he already had drivers. So I was tasked with just pulling the truck up and down the road. Opportunity came up for me to get into the seat, and I was able to drive the truck for a couple of years. And he decided, well, I really want to get into a race truck. So we decided to build the veteran.
And that's how you guys got connected with the Groth twins. And now you guys and me kind of have a history together. We've done some shows in the past up here in Alberta. It's good to see you guys again. Talk about kind of how your team's evolved over the last couple of years. You have a plethora of trucks behind you, adding in first responder. You guys acquired Bill Payne's old chassis. Talk about kind of how you guys have been, since the last time we talked to you guys.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years. We did a ride truck, which is a love-hate thing for us. We built one and then sold it, and then another, and then decided the race trucks was really where we wanted to be at. So we had been harassing Bill forever, since the Hot Wheel displays, about the chassis sitting there, because the twin girls were like, it'd be so cool for them to go together, and his answer was always no. And then, like Bill does, it was the middle of the night, and he texts, and the wives normally go, "Who is texting you?" And it's just Bill. And goes, "What's it worth?" And I was like, well, this could be our chance. So we worked out a deal, got it, and man, is it a fun truck to drive.
2 full years on it now?
Yeah. At least.
Yeah, 2 summers, maybe June would be 2 years. This June, in a couple months, would be 2 years of running it full time. And it's had its couple little breaks here and there, but for the most part,
it is a tough truck.
Yeah, it holds together.
Everything is bigger than the normal truck. It's got the 5-ton diffs. You can't hurt. You just
3-inch, 4-link bars.
Yeah, you just jump it, and whatever we do to it and the girls do to it is nothing what Bill did to it. So this is kind of its retirement plan, I think. But yeah, I rode in the back of it. Trav's rode in the back of it. That's a whole different feeling than driving.
Did we get Jeff in the back? Did you ever ride in the back of that, Jeff?
Yeah, I rode with you and Pueblo and Kylie and Pueblo.
Oh, yeah. So it's fun truck.
We even got our best friend Chuck in the back at the Arizona State Fair.
I was about to mention you guys getting Plumley in the back of that thing.
Oh, yeah. He won't ever get back in again, I think. But
we got him for one time. So, but since then, we've done the Monster Moose name. Started out on the ride truck, I think, since probably we've talked to you last, and then been switching around Troublemaker onto my truck, and then back to the girls' truck, and Ty's just been sticking with the Double Trouble, and then we can get into it later. But then, as we go through, Phil had a great idea for a second truck, and hopes and dreams would be for them to have a second truck at some point. We got the one together now, so maybe the first responder goes on to their race truck, or we just keep it on ours. But for now, we had a great idea, and beautiful looking design, and came to life here way quicker than any of us thought. So we decided to throw it on the truck and get it out there. And so
this summer we'll be running.
Yeah, we'll be 4. We have workers, apparently. Drop something.
But yeah, so we'll be running 4. In the past couple summers, we've thrown the ride truck in just so we don't have a single trailer hauling a single truck. And we kind of got teamed up with Jeff and them, and this new joint venture thing Phil likes to say. So now the trailers are full. We are packed to the gills with monster trucks. We even have Geronimo here in the shop with us, since he's from Laramie as well. So anytime there's 4 to 5 monster trucks in here, and they still, Jeff and them, have the ride truck down in Denver. So we can go down there and help them out, or they're talking about bringing it up here. So being only 2 hours away, it works out pretty well for us teamed up together. We can run down there for meetings or do whatever's necessary. So that's kind of our plan going forward, is 3 or 4 trucks at every show we can, and run the names. I don't know how much we can spill about everything, but merch and all kinds of stuff. Website, Jeff can probably touch on that more than us. Just kind of get the teams. We've always just been run the trucks. Our motto is run the trucks, and everybody knows we do that. It's kind of our reputation. Everybody always harasses us for merch, and we're like, we don't want to sit after the show because we want to go to another show. But Phil and Jeff's idea is merch. That's where they kind of, and we're like, okay, well, we can slow us all down a little bit and kind of combine everybody. And so there should be some merch coming, website, everything. So fans should really like what we're kind of doing with the team.
And that's awesome to hear, because, in the, out west here, and I can say out west, I'm in Alberta, so, I can claim that.
Yeah.
There was Bill Payne's team, juggernaut in the Pacific Northwest, and you had you guys, the Swansons. What's it like being kind of a staple, and now adding Jeff and Phil into that fold of being, that epic West Coast team that people can rely on to always do great shows. I know you guys do a lot of stuff with Brian Wagner and All Star Tour. What's it like being another staple of that West Coast monster truck scene?
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool. We started as one truck, and then two. We teamed up with Captain USA, then built our own, then went to 3, and now 4. And I think doing it on our own is a lot. And when we met Jeff, it was kind of always a joke, like, hey, let's just team up and do stuff. And now it's a reality, and we kind of have like our experience with Phil's, financial backing in the team. Like Phil wants everything nice, new truck, and that's something we're not used to. So it's kind of cool in our mind to be like, oh,
let's call new monster truck parts.
Let's call Richard Midget and get a motor, where we're like, what's in the back, room that we can scab together. So it's a little bit of a learning curve for us, but a great opportunity for us. They seem to be loving it, and we're just going to go up from here. But yeah, we can't keep up with the Christiansens there. I think they're going up to 8 now. So every time we get close, they add more.
I mean, we do have another chassis at Powder Coat now, another one on the way. So not to build new, but to swap out and upgrade. So there's some stuff happening over here as well. But
I don't think we'll ever be at 8.
No, I don't know why anybody would want that many monster trucks. I mean,
that just sounds like a headache waiting to happen.
Yeah. Every weekend. So I don't know if that's a pay raise or a pay decrease, whatever. We'll just take all the broken parts out of his pay. Maybe then we could work something out. But yeah, no, we don't need that many monster trucks. We don't need that much going on. We've got our set dates, like you said, with our promoters that we like doing, MOD, All-Star, we've got some, we do some checkered flag for Ed that are around here. We've got our set shows that we like and run hard at every year. And so I don't know this year if we add a couple new spots or not. But
we're not making it back to Canada yet.
No,
we will come back up there.
Good.
If Jeff never got to experience the Provost Mud Bog, I think
Grand Prairie, where there was just bleachers set out in a field, and we just pushed some dirt up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's redneck.
Nobody from down here even would think of or know where Grand Prairie would be. There are like 150 people in that town. We got them all to show up. So.
Oh yeah, and trust me, I'm one of those 150 people. and Jeff, how is it being partnered up with these guys who are I say in a way legends in the sport, being the western side of monster trucks. How is it being partnered up with an amazing team like these guys and learning from them?
It's an absolute blessing. I couldn't be more grateful to have them a part of a team. I mean, they are just the best mentors. They've taught me so much about driving, being a better crew person, understanding the way the trucks work, understanding how to take care of the parts. They came in and completely changed the game for me. When it was just me and the ride truck, I'm not very good of a mechanic. I'm still learning as I go. I was getting really frustrated with it because I couldn't keep the thing running, and without even asking, they just dropped they actually were broken, and they stopped what they were doing to come help me. And every single show was like that, unfortunately. Was them stopping what they were doing to get me back out there running. And I was just like, wow, like these guys will give you the shirt off their back. I was like, I'd love nothing. I went to Phil. I said, I'd love nothing more to see if we can't figure out how to, lack of a better word, scratch each other's backs, because these guys have really taken me under their wing and helped me become a better person, a better driver. Extremely grateful. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be in monster trucks.
Yeah, no, I agree. When we had met him first with the ride truck, and then he was driving some trucks here and there, and not getting comfortable in them, and he gets a little nervous at start, just wants to, put on a good show and run the truck how the owners want to. And every owner's a little different of the trucks he was driving. And he gets in his ride truck and is comfortable with it and can give an awesome ride in the ride truck. And we just kept telling him, wait till you get your own truck. Just wait till you get your own truck. It'll be, repetition helps, years of knowledge and, just getting comfortable in the truck. And he hopped in the new truck and, let her fly from the first weekend. Hasn't slowed down. Only broke a couple of things.
We did an all concrete show, which is not fun for anybody. And
he survived that one
a couple weeks ago.
So
I did roll it.
It's an awesome truck. He for sure is getting the hang of it. So I'm sure by this summer we will be doing bodies and 4-link bars and you name it. But for right now, we're getting the hang of it. We're doing pretty good. He's getting the routine down for the freestyle times, make enough quality hits and, finish something cool and then park it. Don't keep driving around and trying to do something else. So teaching him the little bit of knowledge we know, advice we can give without telling him what to do because he's been doing it long enough. He can have his own style. So. But we are doing pretty good with the new truck and him driving it.
Let's talk about the veteran for a minute. Talk about the chassis that's under. From what I remember, it was originally supposed to be a concussion chassis. From what I remember, kind of the beginnings of it. What chassis is it now?
So right now it is a Flame Motorsports chassis. So I guess we'll just start back with your concussion chassis. We were before our joint venture started. They had purchased a concussion chassis. Had some shocks that were done by Josh Garcia. The midget motor was all ordered, getting everything lined up, and the time frame was slowly approaching from when Phil wanted it done. And since COVID, every team knows this, that getting parts or the parts you want is harder than you think, even if you have the money to pay for them and call them every day, it's still not going to speed them up. So we were running into a little bit of a time crunch, wanting to do the truck the best we knew how. And so we weren't going to short by just putting on some axle shafts that we didn't want or not getting the proper stuff we wanted. So we ended up purchasing what would be the wild card chassis. So it would have been Eric's first Obsessed from the Swansons. And we took it down to bare chassis. We didn't get it powder coated, but we did sand the entire thing top to bottom, painted it with an expensive, I think the most expensive paint Napa had that they talked us into. So I think it was a little Jeff's laughing. The black and the color and everything at the first was back and forth, and I'm glad we settled where we did, which is black. So he knows he's laughing, but we did. We painted it top to bottom.
All new parts that were worn out. I mean, we put the new motor, transmission, all the new shocks on there, rear steer pump, just top to bottom as nice as we could. Ordered the limit straps.
Jeff got himself a brand new Butler seat. That was done just for him. So we threw that in there and changed a couple things around here and there. And so we basically just rebuilt and then upgraded from there with everything they had already bought. And so the concussion chassis we still have. The hopes and dreams, like I said, would be so cool to be able to put that truck together and have another truck. But then I think we'd have to go to 6 trucks to fill up the other trailer. So I don't know if we're quite there yet. But it sits in the shop and everybody that comes through looks at it and is just like, man, how fun would that be? It's just a different design, a little bit longer cradle in it. So the overall wheelbase is going to be longer. It's got a little bit different stance to it.
It would be fun on a racing course.
Yeah.
Style racing. I don't know if you could beat a rock star in an arena like we just did the Dashers up. It might be too long, but I don't know. It's for sale if the right person comes along. Otherwise, I think
we like it sitting here looking at it.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe one day it'll get put together and Jeff will get the chassis and the truck he originally wanted and had designed and dreamed of and put it together, and he can cartwheel that one across the track all he wants to. So we're up for anything, really. But at the time being, the time frame we had and wanting to debut it in Denver, last winter was the best. So that's what we did with the truck. And so we have all kinds of stuff for another one. We're not quite there yet. We're just gonna run what we got, and like you said, it's for sale, but we like it sitting here, so we'd like the opportunity to put it together at some point, but we'll see, what ends up happening with that one.
And it's cool because, I had a part in the Veteran as well, designing the wrap for it. And I remember Jeff coming to me one day, hey, can you change the chassis from blue to black? We're not sure what we want to go with. And I'm like, okay. And I tried to get it done that day. But let's talk about how you and me got connected, Jeff, because, I was doing American Scout at the time, and, you hit me up about the Veteran. And let's talk about kind of how the design came about.
Well, that was we've been Facebook friends for a long time, and I've been watching you design trucks, and I saw that American Scout truck, and I was just blown away. And I couldn't imagine what you could do if given the opportunity to design it your way. So we decided to make, the Veteran race truck look different than the Veteran ride truck, and you absolutely knocked it out of the park. That wrap is absolutely beautiful, and it's different than the ride truck, but it still ties into it. I'm biased because I drive it, but it's my favorite looking truck out there. So you absolutely did a great job.
And thank you, man. It was difficult because at that time, I would just move to Adobe Illustrator from Photoshop, and they're completely different programs, and I was still learning as I went. And Veteran was the second truck I designed, and life happens, and it took a bit to get done, but it's one of my favorites that I've done, and the message behind it. And let's touch on that. The message, why the name The Veteran. You guys have the ride truck, and I know you guys have done stuff with veterans and stuff in the past. Let's get into the name and the message of the truck.
Well, that's what I absolutely love. It's not just a name that's stuck on the side of the truck. It really stands for a purpose, and we do a lot for veterans wherever we can, whether it's doing displays or shows or going out to Minnesota and letting an 80-year-old Vietnam veteran drive it. We have the Ride of Honor program. Anyone that's been wounded or killed in battle can ride on the side of the veteran ride truck. We donate 15% of what we make with both trucks to the Gary Sinise Foundation and the Wounded Warriors. So building the second truck just gave us even more of an outreach and a push to give back. I've always said that I need tissues instead of Sharpies with that truck, because it's amazing the stories that these combat veterans will share with you, and they feel so comfortable and they feel represented. So when I go out there, it's not just because I'm driving a monster truck. I feel like I'm representing a cause, and I try to do my best to win for them or just put on a good show for the veterans, because without them, we wouldn't be able to go to attend a monster truck show the way we have in this country.
And I know when I was designing it, I tried to, channel my inner American, being up here in Great White North. And I love how it turned out. And then, debuting in a way a sister truck to it, the First Responder. Let's talk about how that idea came about to debut that.
The First Responder was an idea Phil had when I first met him years ago. It was going to be a side-by-side. I don't know if anyone knows the story. It was going to be a side-by-side that people could drive around and race it at shows. And I was like, that's a great idea, but what if we made it into a monster truck? And he was like, I don't know if we're ready. We just did one, And then lo and behold, I think it was like literally overnight. He's like, yeah, let's start designing it and get with Travis and Tyler and see what we can figure out.
Many times, that's what it was. So then we had to do it. Right? I got this great idea. Okay, well then you better tell us. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, we come up with the ideas, and Travis and Tyler have to make it come to life. And normally the timeline is ridiculously short. So my hat's off to those guys to continue to make these visions of ours happen within days.
And talk about, building the truck, you guys. What chassis is it? And kind of talk about getting that truck put together in Jeff said, such a short time frame.
Yeah, so that is my that would be my second chassis. That would be the straight up racing chassis that was Troublemaker, built originally as Troublemaker 2017. So middle of last year, since we had the third truck, we decided to tear it completely apart and powder coat it. And at the time, we didn't want just to do black. We were going to try to think of a color.
Oh, don't know if are you guys still
There
there?
we're back.
There we go. Got you guys again.
Yep. Did the blue on the 4 links and all that, and it was just beautiful last year. And then, of course, as soon as we debut it, we did like 5 mud shows in a row with it, and
Bozeman.
yeah, we couldn't get out of the mud last summer with it, with just all that work. And I mean, can't even tell you the hours we had back into that with Rudy and the girls and the 2 of us putting that truck back together for last summer. But when this whole idea, and we've been talking and giving those guys a hand with the ride truck, and this was even before the veteran race truck was even done.
When did the idea come up? Literally, I think Jeff called and said the body's ordered. It's getting wrapped next week. And Phil doesn't want orange or any other color on the truck.
So we decided that my truck, since we had just redone it and got it all repowder coated and everything, that it would put it on it. And we had no idea what the body was going to look like. Literally nothing. And then they showed us a rendering of it, and we're like, oh, yeah. But you got to black out the whole rest of the truck. If we're going to stick this on my gunmetal on the gray chassis with the blue, let's just black the whole rest of the truck out. And after the next picture, came across, and we're like, yep, done deal. I guess it has to happen now. So we ended up throwing it on. We were going to debut it actually here in a couple weeks, but like Jeffrey says, Phil's time frame might as well just tomorrow. If you can't do it today, it has to be tomorrow. So we were supposed to debut this in like 3 weeks.
Farmington?
Yeah.
Farmington, and then took all the orange and everything else, got everything, whatever, powder coated, painted, the red, the body mounts. Like, we hadn't even got the body. It literally got wrapped in Denver. And then the guys bring it up and like, here we have a show in 3 days. Like, but we're going to make it happen. And there was people there who were like, oh, is that a new truck? What truck is that? They didn't even realize it was a troublemaker truck. And we're like, guys, it's just Trav's truck with a different body. Even, was it Rudy or somebody text, like, is this real? And we're like, yes, it's one of our trucks just cleaned up. We literally have 3 days. And but I do like Phil's comment, I think, of the whole thing while he was sitting there to Jeff was, hey, I finally got my BKTs. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
He did, but no, it came out awesome. The fire suit we got finally, I think, last weekend to match the truck is beautifully done. Simpson did those, and it came out good.
Cool, like a veteran. Trav drove NEA, which was probably, I think, the least favorite Monster Jam truck. We still say it was the only Monster Jam truck not to have a Monster Jam sticker on it.
Yeah.
You can look up the facts. Maybe somebody super fan can give us the answer. But so he'd done that, and like, we have different police officers, people would come up and give you patches, different stuff like that. So when Phil and Jeff had kicked the idea around, we're like, oh, well, this fits Trav. He's been in kind of that situation before, and it just, like Jeff said with the veteran, you get the people here, like the kids that come up. My dad's a police officer. My dad's a firefighter. The police officers show up and like, can we just take our picture in front of it and stuff like that. So it ties in like to the adults. We got to market to kids, adults, everybody, or big kids, whatever you want to call them. And
we're still waiting. The police station is straight across from our shop. Like, you can see the front doors of the police station. So we haven't had it tired up, so maybe it doesn't stand out enough. But we're just waiting for those guys to come over, and I'm sure every time we pull it out of the trailer, be taking pictures with their police cars. But no, it is a cool idea, and we've run it and got positive feedback everywhere we've gone with it, and we're probably stick with this one. See, I've got a couple wins in it, I think. Yeah, didn't do too bad. We had a couple issues in Idaho Falls with it, but so far, pretty good truck, pretty lucky truck for the wins. But yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll come up with something else and have to do it in a week. You never know. But
before we get
probably.
Oh yeah. Before we keep going, I just want to thank 2 of our sponsors, Joy Sylvester with High Octane Coffee and J Concepts. If you're looking for some badass coffee, go check out what Joy Sylvester's doing. And if you need some RC stuff, go check out, the #1 name in the scale monster truck stuff with J Concepts. They've been supporting Cheech and a lot of our other friends for a long time, so go check them out. So let's go to that first weekend, Jeff, that you were able to run the veteran race truck. Did you get any testing time before, or was it, as soon as the show started, that was the first time you were ever hitting cars in the truck?
That was it. We tested the throttle response, I think, day before the show to make sure that everything worked. Other than that, the boys just told me to go out and have fun. They made a good point. I've drove other trucks before, and I was just the driver that was to make hits and get past the show and get through everything and not break nothing. Well, now here I am with my own truck, and the boys are like, go get it. You have a really good piece. We built an awesome piece. You have great equipment behind you. Go have some fun. And so my first couple wheelie hits weren't wheelies. I just cleared everything because I never drove anything with that kind of power before. So Tyler's like, the point is to go vertical, not clear everything. So it's been a learning curve in that thing. It's a beast for sure. By far not knocking any other trucks I've drove, but that thing is just bad nasty, and I've just had a lot of fun in it. I'm getting close to getting stoppies done. I was getting close to my third show. I'm getting really comfortable. It's so much fun to drive. They did an awesome job. That truck lands like you would not believe. That is the biggest thing. It's so comfortable to drive. You land from 20, 30 feet in the air, you don't even feel it. So for that first show, I didn't really have the jitters. I was just beyond excited because everyone behind me was excited. Tyler and Travis were just like, go get it, go have some fun. And so were the owners, Phil and Wendy. This is their dream. For some reason, they love monster trucks, and I'm glad they do, or I wouldn't have a job. And so they told me the same thing. They said, just go after it. And so I've been trying my best to do that.
And besides the twins, what other drivers have kind of given you some advice throughout the years, and especially now driving the veteran and getting comfortable in your truck? Who's giving you the most advice, that helps you out?
The list is long, and I don't miss anyone. Lee Plato calls a lot. Alan Fenstermaker calls a lot. Pretty much everybody on Facebook, has reached out and given me some sort of pointers. Mikey Vaughters, Tim Jones, he's been a big one. There's so many to count that every time I run or I post something, my phone will ring and they'll give me like, hey, you're doing good, but try this next time, or do this differently, or hey, you did a good job there, keep that up. I can't. It's amazing. The boys, the twin, I call them the boys. The twins can look at a ramp and know exactly where it's going to throw you. I look at a ramp and hit it, and I'm just like, I wonder where I'm going to go. So I'm still learning how to read a track. So a lot of guys that give me a call are trying to teach me on how to not bonsai things or not hit it hard enough to where I nosedive over. That was Lee Plato's big thing. He was like, quit nosedive and hit it with your purse. So.
And what about you guys? Seeing the progress that Jeff has made, with the shows that he's done, what kind of things are you trying to instill in him that he can, keep doing for years, with the stoppies? And because you guys, when you were part of the Monster Jam series, you guys were kind of in that era when the poppers were getting popular, the moonwalks were just kind of becoming a thing. What have you kind of tried to instill in Jeff in his driving to get him more comfortable with each show?
I think more just like he said, you got a good piece, like drive it. And I don't know, a lot of people learn different ways, and sometimes people you can tell and they overthink it and it goes the wrong way. So it's
Jeff just asked 100 questions.
Jeff just asked 100 questions. We give him about 40 answers. That's all he needs. He's like crossing the border into Canada. He asks the same question 3 different ways, hoping for the same or a different answer. Sometimes they're the same or different, but just like our experience, we did Rapid City bear cars on concrete, and we're like, this is not going to be your most fun show. We're like, cars move. And Jeff took our advice. Brandon with Geronimo didn't quite, and he ended up getting stuck on a car twice.
Yeah.
We're like, those center cars will move. Like we've done this before. So he's done really good. The first couple weeks out, just the tracks were smaller buildings, steeper stuff, and he said, he was nosing over, and it's like, Jeff, it'll get better. Like, get to an outdoor track with some room to jump it. Just, learn more than anything, and stay in the throttle here, get out of the throttle there. Even just watching, is our biggest thing. We say just watch and listen, or watch your videos, whatever it is, and he's done great. I mean, throw him in a truck he's never drove. So, and with a bunch of parts from all over the country, but
for the most part, probably don't watch what we do.
Yeah,
most of the time,
for sure,
Todd. If he actually needs a legit question answered of how to not break the truck, comes to me. If he's got some crazy idea, then he probably goes to Ty because I'm just going to tell him no.
But yeah, whatever you feel comfortable. Right. Stop, eat, whatever you want to try. We're like, you don't have to do it great. You're probably not going to do a great start. I'm like, if it's an afternoon show and there's 10 people in the crowd, go try it twice in a row. Like, you're not going to hurt anything learning, and then if it doesn't work out, try something else. And Travis, nobody's going to stop you for keep running, doing a third hit in wheelies or something like that. Just to, if his first one wasn't good, just go ahead and do it. Right? No, you're running a truck. No fan's going to say, "Oh no, you ran your truck too much." So,
you gotta let him loose on a truck like what Elliott does in Edmonton. All those big ass jumps up there.
I don't think Phil and Wendy need us at a throwdown show quite yet. Maybe that's in the budget for next year.
Hey, I will say that show. I've been to that show almost every single year, and yeah, I remember your guys' freestyles at that show were some of my favorites. I will just be plain honest with that.
I don't think we ever got out of that place without one or two rollovers, some racing wins. I remember the videos, Joyride, beating Jimmy Cretin and qualifying, and I'm out working on Kohler's trucks and like I'm fastest. I gotta go back in the truck. Like, I'm not a racer. People know that. Somehow I was fastest, and it's just. But those shows are fun. They fill that place end to end, and
we'll get there. We'll get some bigger places for them, but. For now, we'll,
we got a couple big ones this summer.
Yeah.
So
I still remember that video. That I think it was either Throwdown for what? I beat Jimmy Cretin in qualifying. You were so pumped up for that.
I know, because I'm not a racer and he is.
Jeff, with learning and stuff, do you go back and watch videos of yourself driving? I know some people like to, some people don't. Even with just normal sports, watching game footage. Do you like to do that after a weekend?
Absolutely. I watch footage every chance I get. I still do it even after I've learned it. I can see where the boys are telling me I'm checking up too much and I'm nosediving. I can see where I'm making mistakes. I can see where I'm doing things right. There was a time when I would steer into the corner with my front only and no rear steer, and the boys taught me to drive through the corner with the rear and counter steer at the front, and I got a big win listening to them over someone I never thought I'd ever beat. And so I try to watch as much footage as I can. That GoPro footage I just got sent to me by a guy from inside the cab really shows that I'm overly tense on the wheel. I'm not relaxed. I'm not comfortable yet, and maybe that was just because we were on concrete. I don't know. Maybe I'm always that tense. So yeah, I'm constantly watching footage and trying to better myself. And I'm always, and like the boys said it perfectly, I ask them 100,000 questions per weekend. Those poor guys.
We got a couple people watching here. One that you mentioned, Alan Fenstermaker. He says, "Let us know if you need any dinosaurs on the team."
Yeah. Well,
he's crazy. I saw you commented on your post, drive over a car stack you can't see. I'm like, I just don't like the one car I can't see.
I watched him do that pyramid live. That was crazy.
That man's insane for doing what he does in the old show. We got Mike Mentor on here. How do I get on payroll?
Oh, jeez.
Sorry.
I don't know. Yeah, is he calling himself a driver or is he going to be a mechanic? Because we don't have any more trucks to drive, but we're going to have plenty to work on. So, I mean, if he shows off his working abilities, rather than his signing autographs being
he can get on the payroll when we're all at shows together and we'll wad up the trucks together.
Yeah, there we go.
We haven't got to run with it.
Got an announcer extraordinaire, Mr. Chuck Plumley, in the chat.
Did he? I wonder if he missed
nice hat.
Yeah. Best friends.
Thanks, Chuck.
Right there. Brian might not know you gave us those, but
gotta get our sponsorship money in.
Siren sticks.
Got
Trust me, found
Beckley up
more.
in here. Says Pocatello will be wild. Jeff, you better buckle up.
Oh, I'm excited for Pocatello.
Yeah, no, that will be fun.
Our July is crazy.
Yeah.
We have
Not like June's any slower, but
5 weekends in a row. One even Pocatello weekend. Friday, Saturday we're in Pocatello. Sunday we're in Bozeman, Montana. So pack everything up with a forklift in the trailer, and we haven't yet had to leave crew guys in the trailer while we drive overnight, but this might be the first time.
Yeah.
I think it's going to happen.
I couldn't imagine that. You're rolling down the road hitting a bump. What the hell?
We should get this application then.
A trailer.
Bring a
crew guy.
flashlight or something.
Just hold the flashlight in your teeth, just like.
Yeah, there you go. He should be an expert now. But no, I don't know if Jeff wants to. Now I'm sure you got 100 questions, and there's probably more on there. But Jeff probably wants to hit at the merch for their truck, everything they have going, plus the website and everything that we're doing for the first responder. That's his side of it. So if he could probably get a minute and because we get questions all the time, and I'm sure he does too, of the veteran merch and sweatshirts and everything else that comes along with that, and maybe toy trucks, who knows what we got going, but I'm sure everybody wants to hear, and I'm sure it'd help get him some fans too. So
yeah, we are very excited. The website, everything is taken over, such an overhauling, not just the monster truck teams and the way the trucks look, but the websites and the merchandise itself. We are so close to having 2 toy trucks debuting, and they look absolutely amazing, from the packaging down to the trucks themselves. So the veteran and first responder will be a toy shortly. We have new crew shirts coming out to show the new logos of the veteran. We have 2 different designs of the veteran truck. We have the ride truck and we have the race truck, and now we're going to have both those different designs for the fans. So it just keeps growing. First responder is going to get all new stuff. It's I can't share too much because I really want it to be a surprise, but all of it looks absolutely fantastic. It's going to blow your guys' minds when it all comes out. But yes, the website is going to get a complete overhaul. So if you want to check it out, go to www.theveterantruck.com, and you'll see all 3 trucks are now on there, and our shows are getting updated, and footage is getting put on there, and everything that we do outside of it, from the children's hospitals, the veteran displays that we do are being listed. So I'm for me personally, I can't wait for you guys to see the toys. They look absolutely amazing.
And honestly, that makes me really excited, because the only toy that has a design on it was the Bigfoot Bad Boy I did back years ago with Ed. So having I'm honestly freaking out inside my head about that, because that's cool for me. Like,
get it together.
but being a lifelong fan,
yeah, no discounts.
I'll buy it. No worries, I'll buy it. But that's so cool. To have another one of my designs on a toy like that, for me, is such a cool thing, because hey, I'm self-taught at doing the design stuff, and that just blows my mind that there's going to be a toy that has a design of mine on it. So as soon as that's posted, as soon as those are released, we're going to plug it on the here on the podcast, and make sure people get them, because I know the collecting world's a huge thing out there. There's people hunting down the new, I think it's Monster Machines, the ones that Harper is doing, everything from the Monster Jam stuff. So, that's awesome stuff to hear. What's your guys' schedule look like right now? We'll start with you, Jeff. What shows are you guys going to be heading up to here soon?
Well, let's see. We have Loveland in a couple weeks. We have the MRO, which is a big aircraft type expo that we're doing for my boss's company. I don't know how we're going to make it from there to South Carolina. I know that me, Tyler, and Trav keep talking about that. Immediately after that, we're off to South Carolina. And then after that, the schedule is just absolutely insane. It's just almost every weekend in a different place. I'm beyond excited. I'd be lying to you if I tell you I'm not. I know all the rest of my guys, my team, are like, where's the break? I'm like, let's go. I'm ready. I'm so happy. I absolutely love driving that thing and being on the roads with these guys. We have so much fun together. All the mayhem that we cause, and you can't take these guys to an Olive Garden and have them behave. So I absolutely just look forward to that the most.
But yeah, May right now we've got a couple different things in the works.
A couple displays, which is what like Phil's brought on board. They get these requests to do like birthdays or corporate events, different kind of stuff that we're not used to. We're just like, we run the trucks at shows. So the air show Jeff was talking about in Carolina sounds like it's going to be a big gig. And plus people through there. The Blue Angels are there, and they want monster truck. So, like Jeff said, we got to pack up out of Atlanta Day night and
in a building where we have to have everything clean, no oil, can't run the truck, have to push it out with a fork. We're not sure. We're not sure.
Be on site.
We don't know how we're going to get in the building.
We're not quite sure on that.
So I don't know how we got ourselves talked into that. That's Phil's deal. So he'll have to buy steak dinner that night. But this summer we have some normal ones. We do Bozeman for MOD. We are going back to Cheyenne, Casper, Wyoming, some close ones. The Denver racetrack we've never done. So we get to go there. Couple new ones. Do we have any new ones?
Yeah, well, the May stuff, but we're not quite sure.
Oh, yeah, we're going to Grand Junction for Kicker. We've done that for other promoters in the past, but
Ed's got some August dates that are new.
Oh, yeah. Chehalis, Centralia, Washington area, which we're supposed to be doing. Then we'll put the stuff on the boat to go back to Alaska again for the Alaska State Fair. Sure, we'll be doing the Arizona State Fair, and then Red Bluff, which we always look forward to. I don't know why, but I don't know if cat's out of the bag yet, but there's a lot of trucks going to be there and a lot of good trucks. So we're excited about that. We just got to survive the summer, and then whatever happens in Red Bluff happens. Jeff hasn't got to experience that. If he's still kicking by September and hasn't said, you guys have overworked us, he'll get to experience Red Bluff for the first time. So
I think the reason why you guys are excited for Red Bluff is Plumley.
Yeah. Some of it, yeah. That's some of the reason, but other than that, it's the trucks.
We call it the Groth Plumley Circus. Yeah, we just show up with whatever we got and run it until it doesn't run anymore. And
yeah, I think my most 4 or 5 rollovers in the weekend. So we'll see if we can top it. Maybe somebody else in the team can step up. But yeah, I got my first racing win in Red Bluff last year against Eric. Was that Saturday night? Saturday night. So again, I'm not a racer, just got lucky and won. So that should be fun again to do. And then Redmond, Oregon, finishing off the year. We normally do November and kind of slow down. We're going to be rechassing at least one of our trucks this winter, so we probably won't get much past the 1st of November, just so we're ready to go for the first of the year, so we don't build a new truck and then miss a couple months of shows. And so we'll all be stripped down in here and tear all the bodies off and powder coat whatever's needed, re-chassis, do the normal.
And talk about Alaska. You guys have been doing that show for a couple of years with the All-Star Tour with Brian Wagner, and you guys mentioned putting the trucks on the boat. Have you guys actually driven the Alaska Highway for that show, like up through Dawson Creek and all that?
Bill was the only one that got that great opportunity. I'm sure he would say the same thing.
Well, our first year was still COVID and the border closed. So Brian approached us and was like, hey, you guys want to do the show, but you got to ship them up. And I know Bill Payne would always do Monroe, Washington, and then drive the 5 days straight, do the show, drive home without missing weekends. And we're like, well, how long does it? We've done Hawaii in 3 weeks, to get there in 3 weeks back, whatever it is. We're like, how long is it to Alaska? And so we have kind of outweighed the good and the bad. And we're sure we miss a couple weeks. We always miss the Sublimity Harvest Festival, which was one of our favorites. But it's a blast. The first year we were up there, kind of the touristy thing. Last year we kind of ventured out to the less tourist spots and did some hikes, and it always seems to rain on us. But
even during the shows, it's a mud bog until the last day for some reason. the last show, the last day. Sunday is always the better show. We actually can get off the ground. But I think it is about a week and a half lead time.
We just drive our trailer to the port.
Yeah, in Tacoma, Washington, and then they haul it to Anchorage, and then from Anchorage out to the state fairgrounds, all for us. So we just show up, pull our trucks out in the mud, in the rain, tire them up, do the show. Pretty small place, but seems big. The floor seems big, but
they sell out every show.
Yeah, I think they've added bleachers the last 2 years that we've been there. I heard they're doing even more. It just keeps growing and growing. So we hope to do something different this year, maybe bring something else up.
Jeff gets to go. The first year we took the galleys. And so 4 trucks, anybody that'll fit in their trailer. And then last year, Aaron got to go and the family. So we had a great time up there sightseeing with them. And they even did the helicopter ride at the fairgrounds. So up to a glacier. You can see the glacier right from the track. It's pretty cool. But this year, now Jeff will get to experience it. So, we've seen moose and fox and all kinds of different animals, salmon swimming up the stream, probably like in Canada, just wild.
Oh, yeah. Trust me, driving the back roads and driving, the bush roads, you'll see that all everywhere. And Jeff, how is it, are you excited to do the Alaska show and get to experience kind of, Colorado, the Rocky Mountains, you guys get some pretty good scenery. I know the Rockies side here in Canada is amazing. I love doing the drive through Jasper and Banff and all that. But how excited are you to go to Alaska and do a show up there?
Honestly, that's the most excited I am to do one. I cannot wait to see it. Truly amazing experience. Looking at the Twins pictures from last year from it just looked so amazing. That for me, that's the one I'm most excited for this year is heading up there.
I don't know if he's going to be excited. Maybe this is a good time to tell him that Phil and Wendy said he's driving the merch trailer up. Yeah. So you're going to get a lot of time on the way up. So
have you driven the road from Washington to up that way, Bradley? Up to Canada?
No, I haven't. Alaska? I haven't, but I'm hoping at some point to do that with the wife on a road trip. But
with Jeffrey on up there this summer.
Yeah.
Huh?
Jeff's gonna drive the whole way.
Yeah.
Well, hey, stop by Grand Prairie. Take you out for a good old poutine dinner.
There you go.
You'll drive right on through. You won't even know you're
there. Hey, Grand Prairie is decently sized, okay?
Okay.
Get you some Canadian delicacies while you're up here.
Yeah, A&W. There's an A&W in every gas station.
Oh, trust there is. And if you're with Elliot, it's the keg.
Yeah, we've done that in Edmonton.
Oh yeah, when I was there this past year, Looker was there as the head tech or whatever, and every single night it was the keg. It's crazy. So as we're finishing up here, it's awesome to see you guys doing stuff together and kind of teaming up. Jeff, where do you see yourself in the next year or so with driving? Are you wanting to focus more on racing or freestyle or kind of a mixture of everything?
I definitely want to be well-rounded. Racing is my favorite because obviously it's unbiased and it's just heads up. So if you win, you win. But the crowd obviously loves freestyle and two-wheel skills, so I'm going to give them what they want. Definitely have two of the best in the business to learn from and get advice from. They put on amazing shows, and they can do all the tricks that I wish I could do. So I just try to watch as much as I can and take as much in as I can. I'm hoping within a year I can start doing stoppies and moonwalks like every time I try it, and I can start getting faster in racing. Right now, Tyler and Travis about lap me, so I need to get a little faster on that. So definitely have a lot of work to do, but excited to do it, and definitely couldn't ask for better people to help me along the way to get better.
And for you guys, the Twins, what's next for you guys? Obviously you mentioned during the off season, you guys are going to be, tearing a truck down, building the new one together. What else is in the works for you guys?
I don't know, kind of see where this joint venture partnership takes us. We've never had the opportunity to be with a team that has financial backing and just make ideas happen to us. The dream of even owning 2 trucks at one point seemed unrealistic. And now for Phil to be like, oh, let's just build a first responder truck. And we're like, yeah, cool. Then the next week, literally, there's a body on the way and wrap scheduled and get this powder coated and send the bill here. And we're like, oh, this is going to work out. So
hopefully he doesn't have any more crazy ideas here before we get another truck done.
But I don't know. We're excited. I think, Jeff's excited. Phil and Wendy, the owners, are excited just to see where this kind of takes us. We've always been our West Coast group. They've got us going to South Carolina, not for a show, but for an air show. So maybe venturing out. We always have fans that say come out east, and we have our tracks that we like in our cities and our places that we feel comfortable, and maybe we'll venture out that way.
We've been throwing out backflips again. It's been a couple of years since we've got to do one, and there for a while we were getting pretty good at them. We haven't done one. Yeah, it's been a while, huh?
Hawaii,
I'm not even sure.
Our last backflip.
Yeah, that would have been with my new truck, but maybe send off one of the old chassis with a backflip fail or good backflip and then a fail. Who knows? No, Jeff does not want to do it. No,
But yeah, just kind of keep him really. When people saw First Responder and Trav's truck, we're known for running our trucks, not exactly the prettiest trucks. So Phil comes on board and we clean up Trav's truck, and people don't even know it's one of ours. So this winter, my chassis is getting swapped out for a CRD. So we'll strip it down, everything new, powder coated, painted, whatever, and put on, and start the beginning next year with 3 new ones. And then maybe we'll get the girls into a new chassis as well. So just kind of see where it rides. Phil has big dreams and ideas, and we're on board with most of them. Jeff kind of probably keeps him toned down a little bit with, don't tell him all your ideas or you'll scare him off. But yeah, we're just excited where this is going to go. And hopefully we can, do another podcast with you at the end of the year, and we'll have a lot of stories to tell and give updates of where it's going.
Oh, definitely. And, here's an idea for Jeff. Throw him in the old Rockstar for a show. Let him experience that wild beast.
Yeah, vice versa. Kylie, with some scheduling stuff for Idaho Falls, got to run the Veteran, and she got out of it, and she's like, oh my gosh. We're like, yeah, don't get too comfortable in that thing. Yeah, no, you're
back in our trucks now.
Yeah. But no, those will get better. Maybe we'll swap that out, get them into a normal length truck, normal reacting truck, and see what they can do. This will be their 3rd year of running the race trucks too, so this year should be quite a bit better for them. If we get them into a normal truck, maybe into Ty's truck for a couple of weekends. I don't want them to run mine and roll mine over, so they can roll Ty's over. I wouldn't even know the difference. So. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, the girls will be with us all summer. Kelsey and Kylie switching off in the 4th truck. So it'll be Ty and I, and then the girls and Jeffrey filling out our 2 trailers, and then they have their ride truck on the open trailer in the gooseneck. So we've got quite the operation rolling down the road. So we're just getting started at it. We had a pretty busy first quarter, or what I call first quarter there for. Running back and forth, a couple little issues here in between weekends where we were scrambling and weather and everything else. But we're looking forward to the summer, getting to be able to get running a little bit harder. And yeah,
there's nothing wrong with some snow. It's actually starting to melt out here. It's becoming actually really nice finally.
I'm waiting for Rick to respond and go, you're in Wyoming.
Yeah. We've got snow like every week. It doesn't matter if we're in Idaho, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana,
Reno.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why.
Well, don't send that up here because I'm enjoying the weather. We're in the pluses finally. So, as we wind down here, Jeff, is there any social media that people can find you on?
Yeah, www.theveterantruck.com. You can find us on our website there. There's hyperlinks to all of our different pages there. We have an Instagram, a Twitter, a TikTok, and a Facebook page.
And what about you guys for your social media and stuff?
Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, we do Instagram.
The girls are doing Instagram, so hit them up
And
with
their
your questions,
Facebook.
and they'll get to us. Yeah, our Facebook page. We try to get the answers or questions
We are
answered as quick as possible.
not technologically advanced by any means, but we somehow get the message through, or the pictures to the right people to upload, or the answering questions that people send us, and about the trucks or where we're going to be. So we're getting better on that, but that's part of the whole operation here. Is they'll be linked to the veteran page and have our driver bios on their page as well, and truck info, so it'll kind of overlap a little bit with each other, but it'll make it so that it benefits both teams, I think, in a positive way. So once all that's up and running, it should be a pretty good deal.
They'll be more tied in, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
I know a lot of teams kind of partner up like that. But before we go, we want to thank the rest of our sponsors. I want to thank 6B Apparel. Awesome crew shirts. 6B Apparel, we have crew shirts through them. You can buy them $100 a pop, either the retro wave or the OG design that we have. JB Scale Graphics, if you're looking for any RC graphics licensed by Bigfoot, Bad Habit, so many other teams, go check out JB Scale Graphics. Backshutter Productions, Nick Davis, awesome footage that he provides for mud racing, monsters. He does Joey Sylvester's show every September in Canfield, Ohio. MTRC and Colby Marshall, part of the Monster Blog, does our intro video. So thank you to Colby for that. Justin Stories, go check out his book, Making Tracks, $100 a pop on Amazon. Hall Brothers Racing, thank you for the sponsorship for our decals. You'll see them on some trucks, oh my goodness. Bad Habit has some. The Garner trucks have it. American Scout does. Mark Werner, MW1 Entertainment. Go check out what he's doing. He's a good old friend of mine in Cheeches. And myself, Bradley Shaw with Bradley Shaw Designs. I'm working on a lot of different stuff right now. Obviously, see the veteran. American Scout's got a new wrap that's done by Luke DeLue. It's almost finished and it's going to look badass. Again, guys, thank you for coming on. It was an awesome chat to have you guys on, and we'll definitely have to do it again by the end of the year.
All right, we'll
Thank you
get
so much
Sheesh
for
when
having
he's not
us.
working.
And guys, before we go, just want to say one more thing. Check up on your friends and family. Mental health is a huge priority. I have messaged Jeff when I've been struggling. He's messaged me. You're not alone in this world. We want you safe here in this world, and if you're struggling, reach out. It doesn't matter who. I don't care. Reach out to somebody. Your life is worth more than losing it, guys. And we will let you guys know who our guest is on for next week. And as we always say, guys, keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up, everybody. Peace.